First bit of action for me is simply activating the David Luiz loan to buy fee, which will unfortunately eat up most of my budget. But Dad is on a quest to buy some more goal scorers, starting with an old signing of mine that I brought in at Sporting, Mario Gomez, who caused Dad a lot of trouble in Portugal, and now Dad's hoping he can do the same for him in Italy. He also picked up a veteran in the form of Nicolas Anelka to add some squad depth, and that's to replace the retiring Francisco Totti after his legendary career. Dad is scrapping the wingers in his side and going for a more striker-heavy formation. While checking out the Sporting side Dad was raiding, I also spotted a young Mohamed Salah, just aged 21 and already looking like an incredible talent. However, Dad had some questions that even I couldn't answer, because he's trying to sell Maurice after the fact that Hulk, for the second season now, still cannot be registered into Dad's team, and neither of us can understand why. But with that falling through, Dad's backup plan wasn't such a bad idea either. Well, we still don't know why, but Hulk can't be registered again.
For another season.
Yeah, I'm puzzled because you didn't buy anybody.
Nope.
That was non-EU. Obviously, the Ben Arthur deal was the last one. You didn't sell anybody, but I always thought like it would carry on to next season. That's my understanding, and then he'd just be able to be registered.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So no, he's not in. So
no idea why.
I'm like whether to leave or no. Just
but Hulk for another season cannot be used.
Yeah. I had such big plans for what my formation was going to be this time, and he was a big part of it. As you can see, with a striker like that, you've got to have him in your team, ain't you? So I am so disappointed.
Well, it allowed you to pivot elsewhere.
Yeah.
It did mean that you had to spend money in places where maybe you wouldn't have spent it beforehand.
No, I would have done no.
But there we go. You've brought in 3 other strikers. Anelka as the first one.
He was mainly going to... When I thought Hulk was in the team, for a freebie, he was like, right, that's a reserve striker for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't ask for better than that.
No.
For a freebie, ideal.
Mario Gomez from Sporting, £25 million, but we know the damage that he can cause. He caused you a lot of trouble, didn't he? When, at Sporting when I was there. I mean, 24 goals in that second season, 26 in the season after, and those were like unbeaten seasons, I think, under Louis van Gaal. So he is absolutely incredible. And then finally, Didier Drogba, who growing up I hated, but now I very much appreciate how good he really is.
Yeah, really good. Thoroughly enjoyed watching him play for Chelsea in the Premier League.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I've got this guy in. So the tactic that I was going to play, I can play now, and I know I've got 2 very good backups for my 3 strikers that I'm playing.
And Hulk. So yeah, you've gone for a 3 up front. Gomez, Drogba, and Delgado is your starting
my
3
midfield
there.
was really good, and I felt that my defence was really good as well. I couldn't improve on it, so I just thought, right, I'm just going to go full out. I'm just going to attack this league and really go for it. So the players that I've got in, I feel that I'm still strong enough to do it. Yeah. I mean, Ben Arthur as well. It's just sat there in behind him as well. Oh, what a shadow striker would have behind him as well.
Yeah, he's already kicked off the season well as well. Yeah. 2 goals and 2 assists and a player of the match. And obviously, he only came in during January last season, and all in the league he didn't look like he made an impact. In the cup, he won you the cup.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that was a big sign for you.
I'm still a little bit confident. The only thing I was worried about was AC Milan.
Yeah.
They had a hell of a side, didn't they?
Yeah,
we've
seen Ronaldo and Co, yeah.
So and that was what was making me sort of like diverted whether to sort of like just think, right, I've got the cup in the bag. Shall I just go now? I can't play Hulk. Shall I just leave and go to a different country and then come back and let AC Milan do the damage that they're going to do and then come back afterwards?
Yeah.
But once I got the players in,
them.
Yeah, but once I got the players in that I've got, I mean the Lazio result, they were champions.
Yeah.
Brilliant result.
3-1 at home. Yeah. Your rivals, of course, as well.
My biggest upset with this was De Rossi getting sent off in this game, knowing that my next game was against
AC Milan.
But I went to AC Milan and got a draw, so I'm a little bit confident now.
Yeah, and it looks like you had the better part of the game, really. Yeah. I mean, shots-wise and on target, you controlled that possession. They had a little bit more possession.
That's even, though, isn't it? Sort of 50-47 or something. Yeah, so.
But, yeah, I mean, their team of Ronaldo, Gilardino and Kaká as their front three with Pirlo and Gattuso there. Yeah, they got a great
I didn't have my best midfield playing, so I felt that's a good result.
Yeah,
went 1-0 down and pulled it back.
They had Benzema on the bench.
Yeah.
What is going on there? Benzema come off the bench, but Gilardino's also really good. I mean, look how fantastic he is at 31. Yeah. So, an unbelievable side, and you managed to pull away the draw from that.
If I could pull a miracle off and win this league this season, and get out of here, I'll be a happy man.
Yeah.
With all the problems that I've had.
Oh, yeah, God, yeah. Champions League. Got a very interesting draw, Dad, in the Champions League. Werder Bremen, my old side. Real Madrid.
There's two good sides already in it. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not too worried about the Champions League, so I'll be quite happy to go out of it.
Yeah, drop into the UEFA Cup.
That'd be even better, wouldn't it?
Yeah. So actually, having Werder Bremen in there could cause you some troubles because they did all right last season.
I do think my team is strong enough to actually go through, but it'd do me a favour if I didn't.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so that's what we got for you in Rome. What about in Seville? Well, let's take a look, because I have had a bit of a quiet transfer window. Really, I didn't want to do too much. I activated David Luiz's clause to make his deal a permanent one. He was only on loan last season, and that was a lot, to be fair. That was 17 million out of the 22 million I was even given.
When you see how much he's worth now, though.
Yeah. But
it's triple that.
It's always one of those things that you sign them and you're like, I haven't gained anything.
No.
He was already here.
Yeah.
So that was almost like a bit of a downside, but I ended up selling a couple of players here, Fazio and Capel, for a little bit of money, which gave me some more. And I actually found Marc-Andre ter Stegen for £2.5 million, a new gen. He had a release clause in his contract. I activated it straight away. Despite playing the whole of last season, he is now my number one goalkeeper. So he has taken Manuel Neuer out of the side.
That takes some doing.
It does, indeed. So the two German goalkeepers can fight it out between them. I also signed Asmir Begovic as a free transfer as a backup because I lost my backup. He retired. So now I don't think Begovic is going to be around much, but there we go. And then finally, I had a little bit of money spent left over, and I thought the CDM role is something I needed a little bit of legs in. My player that's there right now, Yusuf Poulsen, the halfback role, is 33, so I brought in Raul Morales, who is 30 himself, but he can also cover the positions in front. He's a bit of a set-piece taker too. All-rounder, I would say. For £20 million, that's not too bad. He's already played 3 games, come off the bench once, because Poulsen was actually injured, so... Yeah, he's had a good career at Porto, but for £20 million, a good deal.
He was a beast when he could play.
Yeah, I enjoyed Raul Morales, definitely growing up. Tactically, then, I was thinking exactly the same as what I had previous, because I managed to claw my way back to 3rd place with this, and my best 11 does look very similar to what it did last season, with Laporte and ter Stegen joining the team that was there at the end of last season as the starting 11. But it hasn't gone too well for me at the start of the season. No. I beat Real Sociedad 5-0, and Dad was like, oh, I can't believe you're going to go to Spain and then just whip the league. Then I lost to Real Madrid 3-2, which, again, is not too bad, to be fair.
It's not when you go there, away from home and pull off a result like that. You were quite close, so I'm after that result, I was still worried because I thought you're still close to them. Yeah,
it's 2-1 up at half-time as well. Give it away a bit. Osasuna 4-0 at home, so it looks like these types of teams, the bottom half of the teams, I should just be able to just plough my way through, because Real Sociedad on this aren't very good right now. But then I lost to Mallorca, who doesn't have a great team. They do have some fantastic players, and Stefan Jovetic, who is there on loan from Benfica, so that was a good sign of them. And Arango is actually amazing, but he's coming towards the end of his career. But yeah, I got beat 2-1. 92nd minute as well.
Spanish team as well.
I know, it's annoying. My Champions League group, though: Braga, Olympique Lyonnais, and Manchester United. So maybe Lyon's good enough to knock me down. They've got a good team. They've been causing some trouble in Europe, and they've got
no captain and no vice captain.
No, that's because we haven't got as a playable league. But there we go. So yeah, he's their best player right now. He's actually Italian as well. They are first in the French league the last couple of seasons. Maybe I'll drop into the UEFA Cup. And who really likes the UEFA Cup / Europa League? Sevilla.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
So let's see if I can drop into that, because that would be great. Because if anything, I overachieved with them, to be honest, and then ended up shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah, that first season, I thought, oh no.
Yeah.
You've already gone there and started off really well. And the team you've got is really good.
Yes, it's a fantastic team, to be fair. I'm really happy. I mean, Ruben up front, he hasn't scored that many at the start of the season. I think it was like 2 in one game. Might even
you come across some really good strikers, didn't you, that you could have got in for your team, and you decided not to because you wanted to stay in that formation, didn't you?
Yeah. I thought, do I change and put another lad up front? But I thought, no, because I've already got Christian Benteke on the bench as well, who is there, for when Ruben can't play. So, all right, I think, Dad, you're going to be keeping an eye on the job this season.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be keeping an eye on what Barcelona and Real Madrid do. So let's see what happens. Although there were lots of insecure jobs, not a lot was actually becoming available for Dad to apply for. And he actually might be tempted to stay though with Roma, as he's only 3 points off top and having a good run in Europe too, with wins against Real Madrid in the group stage. Meanwhile in Spain, I'm not having such a great time with Sevilla. Currently in 7th place in La Liga, my schedule is patchy at best with lots of draws. The AC Milan job did appear in December, but the application process went so fast we both missed it. And that's an AC Milan team down in 7th place in the Serie A, featuring some of the best attacking forces in the world with a slightly aging midfield and defence. In January though, I had managed to drag Sevilla back into the top 4, and we even dropped into the UEFA Cup, and the board had kindly dropped another £13 million into my transfer budget. And I wasted no time bringing in a young Mario Götze who had a very low release clause from Stuttgart, as well as picking up an absolute bargain from River Plate, the striker Radamel Falcao, for just £6 million. Dad brought in one player during January, and it's his new number 1, Oscar Usturi, who is actually an Italian in his second nationality, don't panic. However, after a ropey January, losing to AC Milan and drawing to Lazio, Dad dropped out of the top 4 as the Serie A is currently being led by runaway leaders Palermo, who have yet to lose a game in the league. I started to pick up some bad form myself going into March and dropped down into 5th place. But after a first leg 1-0 win in the UEFA Cup against PSV, we lost the second leg 3-1 and was eliminated from the competition. But my fate was sealed the game after at the Nou Camp after a 1-0 defeat, because the Sevilla board have made their mind up to terminate my contract and sack me from the manager's position going into the international break, with Sevilla only sat in 6th place but with a game in hand and just 4 points off of 4th, with a much easier run to the end of the season. Or I don't quite know whether I deserve that or not.
No, I don't think you do.
I'm very shocked.
I think it's brilliant, but you do deserve it.
No. I think I was like 5th. I mean, after where they were last season, the reason why I got eliminated was, well, sacked because I got knocked out of the UEFA Cup by PSV.
Yeah.
But
that's all we can find, isn't it?
Yeah, that must be the only reason, because I was like 5th or 4th in the league and nowhere like...
I mean, you've got a hell of a team as well.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't. I mean, we know Real Madrid got into the UEFA Cup because I knocked them out in the group stages and put them into it.
Yeah. But they were eliminated before me.
They got eliminated before you. That's what I was going to say. So
Man City went on and won it, by the way. But yeah, so Real Madrid were eliminated in the knockout playoff round against Leverkusen after losing the second leg 5-0. 8-6 on aggregate. But I had knocked out Trabzonspor despite losing 4-1 in the second leg, 5-4. So I went through. But the round of 16 is where I met my demise, and PSV knocked me out 3-2 in that second leg, and they've got key player Afellay as one of the best players in their team. But yeah, that's in the league. I think I was doing all right.
Well, it looked like you was doing all right, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
at the time I was sacked, was in 5th place.
So that ain't too bad.
No. So yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know whether why they decided to sack me, whether that's a little bit too harsh. I guess obviously because I finished quite high in that last season. But there we go.
I'm with you on this one. I know I'm laughing. Just can't believe
Just
it.
possible. There we go.
I think our faces when we seen it come up, we were like,
yeah, got absolutely bamboozled.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's have a look at Dad, who is at a job. And by the way, I haven't seen any jobs I want up until now. There is a job. Let's have a look at what Dad's done anyway. With his Roma side, you finished in 3rd place.
I mean, you look at, I lost 9 games, and you look at the games that I lost, there were just some silly games in there. Really silly games I was losing. Yeah.
Udinese. Torino as well.
Yeah. And that's what cost me.
Yeah.
In the end. I just couldn't. Every time I got close to Lazio, I lost 2 games in a row type of thing.
Yeah. Juve finished in 10th.
Yeah, I know, yeah. My biggest surprise was how far AC Milan finished. They finished in 5th.
Yeah.
And they gave me a tonking in one of the league matches.
They did, yeah.
Or in the cup one.
Palermo really exceeded expectations.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They've got some quality players in their team.
I think they gave me a bit of an hammering as well one game.
Yeah, with Manuel Pellegrini as manager. Barzagli's 33 now. So I don't know how long that will last.
In the transfer window, I was still in it, and I brought in a better keeper. And I was hoping then that just having a better keeper in the team would have just pushed me on. But I mean, I got within
Scored 110,
Yeah.
conceded 46. That was
So
your
I was
downfall.
still conceding goals. That was the problem. I mean, I got to third. I think that was the closest I got to Lazio.
Yeah.
And then I was losing games ending. So I'm a bit disappointed, a bit downhearted. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know whether I've had enough of the Italian league. The only thing it's sort of making me think, if Hulk comes into the team for the third year in a row, I mean, like I said, I said he better be fit for the next season.
Yeah. Just sat on the, just doing his nails for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I've got all of me injury problems, boss. I'm ready to play.
Yeah.
Next season, boy, you're in.
Yeah. Bloody hell. But yeah, I mean, this league there's an abundance of names going around, isn't it? Like, obviously, we've got Zlatan there with the top scorer again, I think. Delgado for you finishing third place. Ronaldo at the highest average rating and the most man of the matches for AC Milan. But your two boys came in second and third there, with Aquilani getting the highest amount of assists in the league. So all of the names that you would love to see in this database is all in the Italian league.
I think he might have costed me the league as well, because he kept on getting bloody sent
I
off.
mean, he had 19 yellow cards.
Yeah.
So he has been missing a lot of games. And he's obviously your best player.
He was my best player, yeah. So whenever he was out of the team, I wasn't getting anybody in better than what he could be. So
he is always, whenever I look at him, you just picture what the Romans used to look like.
Yeah, he is definitely.
It's De Rossi for me.
100%.
Daniele De Rossi is what the Romans used to look like. So that's, it's not a bad season by any stretch.
Oh no,
because
in
of where you were.
League,
There's some I mean, Palermo, I don't know how they managed to finish above you really, and so well. They actually nearly went for the title. Lazio were just in a league of their own. They've got Delio Rossi as their manager, and just they don't have like an amazing team. They just got like okay players. Like, that's their best player, Barami.
Yeah.
Really, I don't understand how
We've
they
always said
managed to
that the
pull it
Italian league is an hard league to play in, isn't it? Because you think you've got the best team in there, then 2 or 3 teams just come back from nowhere.
Yeah.
And then they do you.
Yeah.
So you need a little bit of luck, and I'm not having it.
I mean, you've already won the Coppa Italia, Dad,
Yeah,
but how did you do this season, as well as, of course, the Champions League? Not today. Semi-final by Lazio, round of 16 by Manchester United. But those two you'd already won and accomplished. You didn't really need to focus too much on that. The round of 16, you knocked out by Man United 4-3 after the group stage, as you mentioned, knocking out Real Madrid, which you didn't expect. With Werder Bremen finishing top.
Yeah. I think they
bloody good
team.
They
beat me twice, didn't they?
Yeah. Who finishing third in the Bundesliga, sorry. So Bayern Munich still won, my old team as well. Dortmund in second place. They've jumped up quite a lot because they were nowhere near at one point, were they? They were down in in the depths of relegation. So they've done all right in the Bundesliga. So round of 16 was where you were eliminated. Quarterfinals was where we said goodbye to Barcelona, AC Milan as well, and Arsenal. So semi-final was Manchester United and Olympique Lyonnais. And in the final, to be played, is Manchester United and Lyon. Which, again, they keep showing up, Lyon.
They do, yeah. I mean, Man United is a team that knocked me out, so I'm happy with that, really.
Yeah. Still got Wayne Rooney, still got Rio Ferdinand, and Jose Mourinho as the manager. So it makes it quite interesting there. Now, Dad, your transfer budget for next season is only £8 million, but you keep buying players with instalments, which is obviously going to eat away at that. But now you've built a good team, you don't have to do too much to it. You just have to keep the players that you've got. And hopefully, as you say, you might have Hulk come back. I mean, he's still non-EU there, and he's wanted. So if you did want to sell him, you might be enticed to. But maybe next season you can actually use him. But Didier Drogba was your top scorer with 24 goals at age 36.
Proved to be a good signing at the end, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's started to decline a little bit, but he is 36, and he's still really good. So that's one of those things. Hassan Ben Arfa, again, probably had the best season out of your team, I'd say. Yeah, he had the highest average rating with a great amount of goals and assists. He's been a quality signing for you and wanted as well by Real Madrid.
That's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Usually when Real Madrid come calling.
As is Gishnak, who also is wanted by Real Madrid. So
I could tell a couple of players and build another side, but I just don't know about this league. It just really frustrates me. To say the least.
Okay, now, I mentioned that there is a job that I have been interested in, but it's only just popped up, and that is because nothing has literally come up until now. Inter Milan in the same league, they're in the UEFA Cup. They dropped down, of course, to 6th place, but they do have Zlatan Ibrahimovic at age 32, who is one of the best players in the world. They've got a great team, £35 million in the transfer budget. This is very interesting. Balotelli on the bench as well. Ooh, this is tempting.
Why is it always in?
Yeah. Sami Khedira, Daniel Agger's in there. And, of course, they have a young Neymar in the team. Coutinho is bouncing around now, looking an amazing player as well. So they've got some quality talents, a little bit of money. It's just whether you take a chance and whether I go for it. I think I'd be silly if I didn't apply for it. But I just know that you might also apply for it.
No one's seen the players.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you've built a way too good of a team to move to Roma to Inter.
Yeah.
Because that team, like, they have some good players. You have world-class players. It's just a system that you need to get to eventually make them a league-winning side. But they're not very good financially. A lot of Italian leagues are now not.
No.
We've seen a bit of a change here already. Kivu, again, is their captain and a great player, but coming towards the end of his career. So it's an interesting one. There's not a lot of other teams with not a lot of other options. Frankfurt, of course, is in Germany, which I've already completed. And outside of that, Insecure Valencia seem to come up every single year. And I don't want to touch them because they're just getting older now.
Yeah.
I think the Spanish league for me is going to be off bounds for a while. I think I need to go to the Premier League and the Italian league before I decide to go back to the Spanish league. So for now, yeah, Inter Milan seems like a destination that I might apply for.
Well, good luck, then.
Yeah. Only time will tell, but for now, there is no trophies going into Glory Hunter cabinets. But let's remind ourselves where we're at. Yes, although Dad is building a phenomenal team, it's still not quite enough yet to pick up that Serie A League trophy. Whereas I'm now in a very precarious position, on the job hunt before I can even think about what trophy is coming next.